Have you ever noticed that the strongest person in the room is often the most exhausted? Look around you. There is always one person in every group, every family, every workplace who is the designated problem solver, the anchor in the storm, the one people call when their life completely falls apart, and they always answer. They are logical, they are compassionate, and they know exactly how to assess the damage and put the broken pieces of other people's lives back together. They fix the relationships, they fix the financial mess, they fix the bad decisions, and they do it flawlessly. You know exactly who this person is, don't you? Perhaps I am talking about you. But let us pause for a moment of brutal honesty. When the lights go out, when the crowd disperses and your own world begins to crumble, who comes to fix you? Today, we are diving deep into the dark, profound psychology of the fixer. We are going to uncover why your relentless need to save everyone is not just a sign of kindness, but a deeply ingrained, subconscious trauma response. Welcome to the psychology of quiet power. It is time to stop saving them. Welcome back to Quiet Power Psychology. I am Orson. We often celebrate unconditional love and extreme helpfulness, but in clinical psychology there is a dangerous, codependent dynamic known as the savior complex. It is the invisible engine that drives the fixer. We are going to deconstruct this complex. We will analyze the neuroscience of your addiction to other people's chaos, the evolutionary origins of your need for useful love, and the devastating reason why the very people you are trying to save will eventually disrespect you, use you, and walk away. Subscribe to master your mind and build an emotional fortress. Let us begin. To understand why you cannot stop fixing, we must first look at the neurobiology of your brain. Society tells us helpfulness is a pure virtue, and it is. But for the fixer, it is more than that. It is a fundamental mechanism of control. Think about it. When you encounter a chaotic situation, a friend in tears, a partner in massive debt, your brain registers a threat, your nervous system is activated, but you do not engage in fight or flight. Instead, you engage in a fort and fix response. Why? Because when you step into their mess, analyze the situation, orchestrate a solution, your brain releases a massive, intoxicating surge of dopamine and serotonin. You feel useful. You feel needed. You feel powerful. You see, fixing is the ultimate narcotic. In a universe that is unpredictable, chaotic, and terrifying, solving other people's problems provides you with a temporary, highly addictive illusion of absolute mastery. But here is the shadow side of this neural feedback loop. Focusing intensely on the wreckage of another person's life is the perfect anesthetic for the void within your own. It is easier to psychoanalyze your friend's toxic relationship than it is to sit in a quiet room and face the fact that you are fundamentally lonely, empty, and unfulfilled. Their chaos becomes your drug. As long as you are busy fixing them, you never have to do the terrifying, profound work of fixing yourself. Pause. You are not helping them. You are distracting yourself from your own unresolved trauma. Where does this pattern begin? The fixer is not born. They are meticulously programmed. To find the source code, we must travel back to the environment where your nervous system was calibrated. Your childhood. In clinical psychology, there is a devastating concept known as parentification. This happens when a child is forced to take on the emotional or practical responsibilities of an adult far too early. Perhaps you grew up in a home with addiction, severe mental illness, or volatile conflict. Or perhaps your parents were simply overwhelmed and emotionally available. To survive, to prevent the family from collapsing, your brilliant, traumatized brain calculated a strategy. You realized that to keep the peace and to earn a tiny fraction of conditional love, you had to become useful. You became the mediator, the little adult, the invisible child who never had a single need, never threw a tantrum, and only existed to soothe the adults around you. Your subconscious was hardwired with a toxic core belief: I am not inherently worthy of love just for existing. I am only worthy of love if I can do something for you. Love became a transaction, helpfulness became a payment plan, and you carried this invisible backpack straight into adulthood. You are now an expert at detecting and repairing fractures in human connection. But you only do it because your brain has generalized this idea: if people are broken, they will love me when I fix them. Pause. You are not their savior. You are the echo of a forgotten child who is still desperate for validation. This brings us to the part of the truth that will hurt the most, but it is essential for your psychological liberation. We need to talk about the ego and the subtle arrogance of the fixer. You view yourself as the victim, the noble giver, but let us analyze the mechanics of your intervention. When you constantly jump in to solve their problems, when you give them unsolicited advice, when you bail them out financially for the third or fourth time, what message are you actually communicating to them? You are silently broadcasting. You are incapable. You are too fragile, too stupid, or too weak to handle your own life. Therefore, I must descend from above and do it for you. This is what we call over-functioning, and it is incredibly patronizing. While your intent is loving, your behavior is deeply controlling. You are stealing their power. You are robbing them of the most fundamental human right, the right to fail, to feel the pain of that failure, and to grow through overcoming it. Furthermore, you are not creating an equal partnership. You are creating a dynamic of extreme codependency. You need them to be broken so that you can feel valuable, and they need you to be overly responsible so they never have to grow up. Pause. This is not helping. This is emotional enmeshment. You are their enabler, not their savior. This brings us to the inevitable bitter conclusion of the fixer's journey. You have given them everything. You have sacrificed your time, your peace, and your resources. You assume that they should look at you with profound gratitude and massive respect. Is far more brutal. Have you ever noticed that they eventually turn on you? They become resentful. They drain you dry and then complain that you are too controlling. Why does this paradox exist? The psychological mechanism is simple. Humans fundamentally do not respect what comes too easily without cost or boundaries. When your empathy, your time, and your money are available on demand, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, they lose their value. You stop being a respected, autonomous individual, and you become a piece of emotional utility. You become a psychological vending machine. They press a button and you dispense comfort and solutions. Pause. Humans respect what is challenging, rare, and self-sufficient. When you set zero boundaries, you are silently informing them that you have low self-worth. They will happily warm themselves on the fire of your self-destruction, but they will not respect the ashes you leave behind. People turn on the fixer because they resent the fact that they have become indebted to them. Your perpetual giving removes their accountability, and eventually, they will leave you to find someone who treats them as an equal, not as a broken object in need of repair. So, how do you dismantle decades of psychological programming? How do you step out of the fixer role and reclaim your quiet power? The antidote requires you to do the most terrifying thing your nervous system can imagine. You must learn the art of doing nothing. You must weaponize your silence. The next time a friend or partner comes to you with a crisis, especially one they created themselves, you must aggressively interrupt your automatic fix response. Do not open your wallet. Do not clear your schedule. Do not offer a solution. Instead, practice the ultimate form of psychological discipline. Look at them, offer genuine empathy without intervention, and say, "That sounds incredibly overwhelming. I am so sorry you are dealing with that. What is your plan to handle it?" Pause, and then you close your mouth. You embrace the awkward, heavy silence. You let them sit in the profound discomfort of their own mess. Letting people face the consequences of their actions is not cruel. It is the highest form of respect. It allows them to grow. And more importantly, it shows them that your energy is not up for grabs. Your value on this planet is not and never has been defined by your usefulness to others. You are not a repair shop. Your energy, your time, and your empathy are the most elite, valuable currencies you possess. Stop throwing them into bottomless pits of other people's unresolved trauma. Gather your energy back into your own center and start building your own mental fortress. Pause. Stop fixing the world so you have the power to conquer your own mind. If you are ready to stop bleeding for others and reclaim your empire, subscribe to the channel. Welcome to the mastery of quiet power. We will see you in the next session.